So, welcome to another PBX showcase video. It's been a long time since I've done one. And today I'm going to specifically highlight the Western Electric 302 that you see in front of you. This is by far the oldest telephone in my collection. It was made in 1939. And I acquired it about almost 2 months ago, but it wasn't working until just yesterday. I've been fixing it up, so I'll explain more about that later, but I'll do a recap of my other telephones first. You'll notice the showcase area is empty. So I've moved the Panasonic unit over here. It's still extension 101. It's in a position where I can actually now see the caller ID, so that's helpful. 102 is over there. Again, 103, probably one of my favorites. 104 is over here. You'll remember this used to be 105. This is now extension 105, and this is extension 15 on my other PBX. And this black Western Electric 500 up here is still extension 11 on the other PBX. So if I use this phone, for example, dialing 911 still goes to this phone. So now let's take a closer look at this phone. I have the PBXs turned off right now. And you can see the switch right there is off. It's not lit up. And you'll understand why once I take the cover off. I've been repairing it, so I haven't screwed the base back into the phone itself yet. So the cover will come right off. And here you can see the inside of this Western Electric 302. It's really quite different from the 500 set right there. For one, you'll notice the top of the phone does not come off. It's screwed in here, and it comes off sideways instead of right off the top. So you'll notice the bells are on the side near the front instead of in the back. And the wiring's a little bit different than the 500. I'm not going to get into the wiring too much. And this phone was in pretty good condition when I got it. All I had to do was, let me turn on a light here. There we go. All I had to do was this red wire right here, that was disconnected and taped up. So I just took the tape off and unscrewed this little cap right here and slid it under and taped that up. And this is a nice cloth cord. This is the original cord as far as I know. It's cord that came with the telephone when I got it. But obviously you can't plug this into a PBX. It was hardwired, so the wires were just cut at the end. So this was the bulk of my project. I had to do some rewiring, and I ended up with this here. You can see there's a regular RJ11 modular cord coming in, and the cloth cord is coming in too. And I don't know if you can see it. I wrapped it up because this whole setup is very fragile, but you'll see we've got the modular cord coming in, and there's a keystone jack there that I literally just took this out from behind an unused wall plate and just cut the wires. And those wires right there are connected to the cloth cord. They're just taped in there on this little makeshift connection block I've made here. So it's working fine. And it's kind of nice because I have the original cloth cord, but it still plugs in with that RJ11 modular cord. And now the phone is up and working. It dials perfectly. Right now the bells are a little wonky. You'll see what I mean when I do a demonstration of it. So I'm going to put the cover back on now. And actually, I'll leave this open. I'm going to turn the PBX on now. Both my PBXs. So they're going to warm up now. So this phone is on right now. Hopefully you can hear the dial tone. It's not very loud. This phone is a little bit louder. It's got the nice volume control. So from this phone, I can dial a different phone. It's a little bit difficult because the dial is on its side. I'll dial 103, that's that phone right there. And, oh, this is probably on too long. after 10 seconds, the PBX times out, so I'll do that again. There we go. So you can see this phone dials quite well. And right now this telephone is off hook. The reason I keep the PBX turned off when this phone is opened up, because you can't have this telephone on hook when it's being repaired because of how the switch hook is situated. So the PBX will be constantly sending some sort of current, either a dial tone or holler tone, some sort of tone to this phone, and you know, that's just not necessary. So I keep the PBX turned off then. So right now the phone is off hook, so if I try calling it, its extension is 105. You'll hear a busy signal. But I can do a ringing demonstration, and I have this phone over here. It's a push button phone, but only works in pulse dialing mode, and I found this really helpful because I can punch in the numbers and there will be a delay between when I'm done punching the numbers and when it actually finishes making the call. So I can use this to dial my 302 and you'll be able to see it ring. So this is on the other PBX, so I'll have to dial 9105. I can come here and put this phone off hook again. Didn't do it quick enough. I got a busy signal again here. You can actually select your own outgoing line, so that's what I'll do here, just to make the delay a little longer. And now this is on hook. So you can see that the bells are a little, what I like to call sluggish. It's not ideal. I should probably do some tinkering with this to get it into a more ideal state. But everything about this is working right now. And if I let go here, so to put it back together, you just have to take the top and just fits right on top of the base there. And that's it. The one thing you do need to make sure is that the cloth cord is not stuck. So I'm just going to fix that. There's a little hole right there, you can see. It's supposed to fit right in there. There we go. And then you can put the receiver back on, so it's in an on-hook status. So now I can just call it with this phone here. I don't need to use a phone with the delay. You can hear what it would sound like this. So you can hear that the bells work. This probably is an ideal situation. Again, I'm probably going to have to revamp the bells a little bit, move them around. But the bells are still audible. It's a little softer than restored Western Electric 302s probably would be. But again, you can hear it. So now if I take this off hook and try dialing that phone from here. I'm getting busy tone. I'll just dial 6. PBX will automatically call me back when this phone is on hook again. So I'll put it on hook. And now when I pick up, it'll automatically call this phone again. So that's actually a feature of the PBX. Not sure if I demoed it in previous videos, but it's a nice feature to have for sure. So now I can do a proper dialing demonstration with this phone, now that the dial isn't on its side and hard to maneuver. So you can take this receiver off hook. You probably can't hear dial tone, it's just too quiet for recording like this. And since I have two PBXs that are tied together, I can dial 99 and then 103. That's the same as dialing 103. I'll just go back to the other PBX and back again. And I'll actually specify which trunks I'm going to use. So it'll look like I'm going to dial a 7-digit regular phone number, but it's just going to call that phone right over there. So here we go. So you can see that dialing on this phone works just fine. So that's a look at this Western Electric 302. Again, I got it almost 2 months ago, and I was looking into getting a connection box, but you know, I took out that keystone jack that you can see right there, and I thought I could do something with it, and sure enough you can. So now I got this all wired up. I got this wrapped up just because the whole situation is fragile again. But everything's working fine. So now I can use this Western Electric 302. I'm going to polish it up. Well, because it's scuffed up. I haven't done any cleaning on this phone since I got it. But I'm going to polish it up and then it'll be good to go. So again, this is a Western Electric 302. It's the newest addition to my collection. And now it's up and running just like any other phone in my collection.